song. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our last show of the year. I am Lainey Savante Wilkin, and this is there. Go ahead.
Rna Salerno, and welcome to the 36th show of the Real Time Wisdom Show. It is amazing that it's the end of the year, Lainey. We were so anxious to see 2020 go in some ways, but you and I and the Food Healing Oracle deck have had so much fun this year creating this deck, doing these shows, meeting new people. It has been a whirlwind in spite of a pandemic.
Yeah, well, I think that Spirit provided us that blanket of comfort, right? I could be speaking in our food language, which I should. Who knows what comfort is? Put it in the chat. But I think the blanket of comfort for us, it was that it preoccupied us. It allowed us to see impact. It allowed us to feel changes within ourselves. And it allowed, all the things that have come have been nothing short of miracles, because what would we be doing otherwise? There's so many things that pivoted. And yet here we have this opportunity in this really crazy time to bring forward a gift through Spirit, through Mother Nature and science that can make a timely impact. And that I think that's been achieved. And here we are, 36, right? We talked about that just offline in numerology. Sweet potato. Good one, Denise. Thank you. So show 36 is what? A 9. 9 is completion, our last show of the year.
Spirit always has been consistent with us. The other thing that, the pandemic offered us that might have not been able to happen without it was we've gone global with our classes, with our shows, with our outreach, where if we would have kept it local, or even the plans that we had to fly to California and fly to different venues and to do these classes, now anyone everywhere can take these classes. And so our pivot, I think, was really good as we do our end of the year evaluations. I think that all is good. All is well, and everything worked out the way that Spirit intended it to in the very beginning.
Exactly. And even in these last few days before we move into the new year, we're already seeing signs of hope, prosperity, and abundance, right? We have a big announcement for everybody who's interested. If you haven't taken our course, something great we're going to be talking about today has come up. That's like, I just put a new post today, planting the seeds of abundance for 2021. And we're already seeing all sorts of seeds already taking hold, taking root, moving us all into, I believe, especially this this community, into a really great 2021. That's just I've spoken. That is what I believe. That's my creed.
I'm right there with you. So I just want to say hi, Denise. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Linda. Hi, Lucille. I hope all of you had a wonderful Christmas. And now this week is our new year coming up, 2021. And tonight we have a really good show. Maybe this past year has been for you about what our topic is tonight.
Right. So I came in, I was telling the ladies, I came into my office today, sat down and looked at my deck, and what was the very first card? Our topic tonight. I just have to laugh. Like, there it was right in front of me. And I was like, well, thank you, Spirit. You have me so prepared. It was just sitting there like that. So we are going to be talking about chocolate. Oh, yes. And we are going to be talking about indulgence. Oh, yes. And we're going to talk all about it. And for those of you who are here, and if you want to let us know that you're here, just say hi. My name is blah, blah, blah. I am here. And we just want to say hi and welcome you to our Monday community. And I just want to give a shout out to all our Instagram fans and community that's grown extensively there, just meeting so many wonderful people and seeing their posts and their excitement. it gets me re-excited every single time. Not that the excitement has ever waned, but just to see, it's like Christmas over and over when someone gets their deck and they post about it. I just love it. I just love it. Never, ever will forget it.
There's nothing better than that. I mean, seriously, yeah, opening up sometimes those messages that you see, it is like opening a package, a Christmas package from our angels, you know?
Yes.
And speaking about angels, well, we'll do announcements later. You want to do
Yeah, let's do
announcements?
announcements because we have a really special guest here, and some of you know her and love her, and we certainly love her. And we are, it's just the timing again is so perfect because, as you know, many of you know, have listened to, we have several meditations that we, first you have to be a certified reader. So Joanna and I kind of started getting it going, and now our certified readers have the opportunity to step in, step up. Linda Baltus did her joy meditation for mangoes. Tony Wingle's coming out with hers. Denise did 3, Denise Flood, Tony Wingle. We got a lot going on. Well, our next guest is not only a certified reader, she's an incredible food expert. She studied many of the same disciplines that I have as well. She's just a hoot to be around, a lot of knowledge, but mostly her acumen for chocolate is so indulgent that we get to indulge in her wisdom tonight. So everybody, Deb Martine from Lotus Blossom Clinic is here. Yay! Deb.
Hi. Hi. Chocolate cheers, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. I know I probably missed a few things in the intro because your list is, long, 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 but I think I got the gist of it, right?
You did. You did.
Yeah.
You did. And I'm just so glad to be here, be a part of this Cherries community. It's just everything that's going on is so uplifting in the world. And although I'm not always in every place, I think of you guys often, even if I'm not here every Monday night. And I do get to watch some of the shows. That's another grace of the internet, right? Some more care.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I remember the day, Joanna, that I said to you, I'm going to kind of give a little heads up, a sneak peek to Deb Martine. I really think she should see this before we let the cat out of the bag that we're up to something. But because people knew that Joanna and I were like suddenly in cahoots with something, but didn't know what. And I remember coming over to your house, Deb, and kind of going, here's what we got happening. And I think at that time, the cards were still on index cards with cutout glued pieces of paper. They weren't quite our beautiful, glossy gorgeousness as they are now. Do you remember that?
I do very well. It was outside. It was a lovely day, and I was just thrilled. I mean, to see this work coming out into the world on so many levels, it's so helpful.
Yeah.
Those were exciting times keeping the lid on it. We had to keep the lid on it a little bit, and it's like navigating who to tell. But I remember Lainey saying, I just want to show it to Deb. Is that okay? Can I show it to Deb?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and here we are. Why? Look, a lot's transpired since then.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in 20 countries.
Incredible. And
growing.
What's also fun too, as a reader, I mean, even if someone hasn't been certified yet, you can still get the deck of cards. You can still learn. You can still use the book and just pull that out and use that and start to use it. You've got to take a first baby step if you haven't done it before.
Yeah.
And then you can show someone else, and then someone else may be of interest. And I gave a card deck away for a birthday gift back in the fall. And then she began doing readings for those around her, and it was incredible. I sent you one of the first ones she did. And the messages that were coming across for people were just so sweet. So she's in Georgia. So it's just all around the country and the world, and so cool.
Oh, we've been making a map, and every time someone orders, we take pictures of, and then we fill in the map, and the map is almost filled in, like, every state. So, we're just so immensely full of gratitude, which if you didn't know is in our next deck, which is moringa. is our gratitude card. Yeah, we announced that a few weeks back. But
We
anyways, we're
announced
here
it in our Thanksgiving show. For
yeah,
gratitude, for
perfect,
Thanksgiving.
perfect. Oh yeah, of course. I should yeah. So a little while back. But we're here tonight to indulge in the world of chocolate. And there is nobody, and we have a lot of chocolate fans, and we have a lot of chocolate food healing oracle deck reader lovers, but no one who really represents chocolate quite like you, Deb. So maybe give people a little bit of a background of how you got into chocolate and how you just gleamed the medicinal attributes out of it and kind of turned it into a profession, because I think that would be very interesting for people who look at chocolate as a decadent, dessert, but not really seeing how we see it as medicine. So let's just talk a little bit about that before we move on to other indulgent conversations.
Okay. Well, back in 2011, I was in Denver for the summer, and I was looking for people to hold booths at a health fair that I was putting on. And I ran into this gal at a morning meeting, a networking meeting, and she asked me if I liked healthy chocolate. And I'm like, and then I took the chocolate, of course, and it was really tasty. And then the next week, she was at the same meeting, and so was I. And she was handing me a different one. And then she gave me this little newspaper. And I looked at it, and it seemed to have science information in it. I just kind of tossed it aside. I'm like, I'm looking for people, to be health fair booth kind of people. Chocolate,
Yeah.
that's candy. But what I found was the third time I happened to overhear her speaking to someone else about someone getting off of their blood pressure medicine. And I just stopped in my tracks because I know a bit more about the Chinese medicine and, certain foods, of course, but chocolate, no. And I stopped in my tracks, light bulb went off, and I said, I wonder, could chocolate really be a medicine in another part of the world that I just don't know about? So I opened up, started looking into it. Everything looked good. And so I ordered a bunch of it. And I started taking it on November 15th, 2011. And in 6 weeks, a chronic neck pain I'd had from a whiplash was gone. Gone. And it's an anti-inflammatory, big time. So I really dug in and started learning and started seeing all the various areas. And truly, chocolate indulgence done the right way, and that would be, a certain amount, not like a whole ton of chocolate, but a level of quality of chocolate every day. It's actually great medicine. I mean, there's ridiculously low heart problems in countries where they eat it all the time.
Wow.
For example. Yeah, and I think that's still the number one killer here in the U.S. is heart
disease. So
yeah.
we're talking raw cacao. We talking dark chocolate by a certain percentage. What are we talking to in your expertise?
Well, anything that is 70 to 85% chocolate that has not been alkalized, that's a good starting place, because you can find bars like Lindt chocolate and endangered species out there that do that right.
I like that.
Yeah, Zotter is another one from Austria. And the best of the best of the best in terms of having the most medicine will be the ones that are raw. And so there are a couple of them that I know to order online. One of them is called Beyond. So this is Beyond Healthy Chocolate, it's called, if you can see that.
Okay.
And another one is Sacred Chocolate. And I order these in small little hearts. So they look like this, the small heart. So those are a couple that I know to order, and those are raw. So you don't need as much of it to truly be medicinal. That means
what is the quantity, Deb, that one should take in order for it to be a medicine?
Well, if you're looking at a Lindt or an endangered species, for example, probably, and everyone will have their own opinions about it, but I'd say 20 to 30 grams a day would be good. And if you're using something like I just showed you, you won't need as much. Like 18 to 20 grams is really a strong amount.
We tasted those little squares. They were beyond delicious. We love them. Thank you, Deb, by the way.
You're
And
welcome. You're welcome.
if
And
somebody, by the way, if there's anybody here, and please post your questions. If you want to know anything about chocolate, anything about ailments relating, she mentioned anti-inflammatory, anything that you might want to know, this is a platform for one of the three of us will know the answer. I have a good feeling, but if you've wanted to know anything, this is these platforms that we do in these shows, we're here to create the education and the wisdom. Yeah, we're going to get into the woo-woo and the esoteric, but there are certain shows like this and parts of this and other shows where we're just really talking about the nutrition of food. I mean, that is our deck too. And people think, oh, there's what should I eat every day? Yeah, our deck is for that. So please, if you have questions, oh, Linda has one. You said you order online. Can you buy it in stores? Well, Linda Baltus is local, but anyways, do you want to address that, Deb?
well, sure. You can find the sacred chocolates at Lotus Blossom Clinic, of course, and you can look around and find people who sell the Beyond chocolate anywhere, probably around the U.S. and certain other parts of the world. So just look online. You can find affiliates who work with the companies, and that's how you would start with the Beyond people.
Are you an affiliate? So is that how that works?
You know,
I mean,
I've chosen not to be a salesperson with it,
yeah,
but
you're more of a
I can
consultant.
certainly turn you on to someone who is, and they can really help you in the customer service realm with it. But
What parts of the world are, when you say all around the world, are there certain regions of the world that are specifically known for like looking at sacred chocolate as medicine?
oh, well, certainly it all started in South America. The Mayans and the Aztecs. The Aztecs even used it as money because it was so valuable. And they've used it and still continue this day. The shamans down there, the natural healers, in their prescriptions for many diseases from cancer to high blood pressure to anything, pretty much, they will use raw cacao, which is from the bean, not roasted, and probably just ground up, stone ground or something. So that's where it came from. And in about the year 2000-ish, some of you out there may know who David Wolf is. He also goes by David Avocado Wolf. And I know, Lainey, you know him, don't you?
I do. I've met him many times. He's
Isn't
amazing.
Yeah, he's also delightfully crazy and super bright.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Gabriel
I met
Cousins.
him at Jeff Primack's thing, as a matter of fact, and he handed me a piece of chocolate.
Oh my God, how long ago was that?
Well, let me see. I think I did Jeff Primack's workshop, seminar thing I want to say probably in either 16 or 17.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, David wrote a book called Naked Chocolate about the year 2000. And he was really, I believe, the guy who got the knowledge of chocolate as medicine into North America with that book, and talking in various conventions and the New York School of Nutrition and all kinds of places where he is known as a superfood expert.
Mm-hmm.
So he began to help people understand what its powers were.
What do you think about this kind of a new trend, at least to the United States, to America, is when they do the chocolate snuff, when the shaman breathes raw cacao up your nose. Have you heard of that, Deb?
No, I certainly have been to a chocolate ceremony, and of course the fragrance is amazing with chocolate, and it's going
I can attest to that a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you?
Not that I know a lot. I know a lot about a lot, or a little about a lot, or a lot about a little. But I will say, I did have a powerful experience back in the day, 2009. I was in Tikal in Guatemala, and I was with doing ceremony, a sacred Mayan ceremony at the base of Tikal, base of a pyramid. And we had one of the oldest Don Herman shamans And that was the big thing, was to have chocolate and to have cigars. It was cigars, it was chocolate. They had a few requirements in order for us to create offerings. And that actually, after that, oh yes, and somehow he had an interpreter, and he had me doing certain things. And I have to say, after that ceremony, my intuitive abilities kind of like went to another level from where I was. But I remember one of the things she interpreted saying to me, he wants you to make a bird sound. And I'm like, there's 30 people there. And I'm like, and so I did that. Then they started to blow. We put the chocolate in, and then we would all have to inhale the smoke with the chocolate melting and the burning. That's all I can contribute here.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
But it was an amazing experience. I was very sick that night. It was some sort of activation in the middle of the night. And then I heard actually Archangel Zadkiel and said, you're going to be doing this and that. And anyways, the rest is history. But it was a very profound, but chocolate was a big part of that ceremony. Authentic.
Wow. Yeah. It truly is a revered food in that part of the world. And they've used it, like I said, for centuries. And today in the modern world, it even can help. And Lainey, you sent me an article recently that was all about this with COVID, which was very interesting. There's a lot of foods, and people don't realize that they've all been hearing the term RNA. What's an RNA virus? What's an RNA anything? Well, it's a molecule of sorts, and it's a communications messenger, and it's in food. So everything communicates with this RNA mechanism. It's just everything communicates something different. An onion skin will have phytochemicals that contribute various things to someone. It might be quercetin, for example, that's in the onion. That is
in apples?
And in apples. And capers have a lot of it. And that's good for the skin, for example. But it's actually also involved in your health in staying immune to this virus taking over. It has an integral part. And chocolate has a mechanism with an enzyme that will lock in to the virus and block it off from being proliferating. It's food, it's medicine. It's just.
I'm going to probably put that article in our newsletter, because you know how things are a little dicey when you go and put an article that chocolate helps against COVID online. They're going to shut you down or do something crazy. So I didn't pass that around, but it was a very strong, I felt supported article, very authentic. So maybe in one of our newsletters, see, that's why you should subscribe, because you never know what we're going to put in our newsletter. But maybe an article like that I thought was really good. I'm glad you liked it, Deb.
Yeah, I did. Thanks.
Can we switch gears for a second?
Sure.
All right. So that was sort of the Linda Baltus would love to read it. Cool. You got it. Look for our January newsletter, because we are going to be indulging in 2021 in lots of ways. And that's really why it's so important that we're having this conversation about indulgence. So we mentioned about the whole meditation. We kind of got sidetracked, but the whole idea was that Deb came in and recorded last week her indulgence meditations for the Food Healing Oracle deck, which you'll be able to indulge in next year once we get some of the other ones going. And we're excited, maybe around Valentine's Day, maybe sooner. But let's talk about that journey, because you've been on several of our Gulf Coast meditations. You're a spiritual recording artist. You're very prolific. You have a lot to say. And here you said, I'm doing chocolate. And so tell us a little bit about the journey. Share it give people a little bit of a prelude of what they can expect when they hear the indulgent meditation.
Well, the journey to doing something like this is always a learning and an exploring. That's a fun journey all onto itself. And for me, I found so many more things to be classifying as indulgences that were healthy in my life. And there's all kinds of things. When you think of indulgence, you may think of overdoing it, which of course that is one of the sides. You want to take a look at what you're doing, how much you're doing, what is the purpose, and what is the effect of it on yourself and others. And yet, a lot of us just don't indulge enough or don't recognize the types of indulgences that are even momentary, may not cost a thing, just that moment that you take to indulge your spirit in something that is pleasing or joyous. So that's really the journey for me, is coming out of course, for me also, it was coming out of the real solid science of chocolate and all of the medicinal purposes that it's used for, that is so wonderful, that I love to share. And yet this is a meditation. So what you can look forward to is thinking about some indulgences and identifying them for yourself, and then going through an experience with chocolate. So it is an experience of chocolate. And I would encourage you to have a piece of chocolate if you can when you listen to the meditation. But even if you don't have a piece of chocolate, you can make it real in your mind, because you've had it before and you'll have it again.
Joanna, remember the story you were saying about one of your sons or somebody about envisioning a chocolate piece of cake or something?
Yeah, my son wanted to slim down, and we had a family gathering pre-COVID, and I said, Elijah, don't you, it was chocolate cake or brownie or something, and he says, I said, you're being so strong. How are you so strong? And he goes, Mom, that's all you have to do is you've had it before. So you imagine that taste in your mouth as if you're already eating it, and you get the satisfaction from that, and you don't have to really do it in real time. I'm like, you're pretty smart there, kiddo. So, it's like he says, I'll have chocolate, I'll have a brownie again, I'll have that again. But right now, I have a goal that I'm trying to meet. So I'm just imagining it for myself. And we know, because we all dive in that area, imagination is everything. When we're in meditation, we can imagine, things for ourselves. We can imagine peace, or being at a beach or a mountaintop. We can visualize that and actually feel like we're there, feel the peace of that. Same thing with, food. If you are being too indulgent and there's too many temptations around, which around the holidays, they're everywhere, right? Instead of overdoing it, we could all do like my son did. Just imagine, because we've tasted it before, how that feeling of satisfaction is, and keep away from that temptation at the same time.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to pop in, because one of the things that may blow your mind is that you can lose weight with chocolate. I mean, everybody's going to be different, but the majority of people eating a really high quality raw dark chocolate, just a certain amount of it a day, like 3 times a day, a piece or 2 a day at each of those servings, it will reduce your hunger. It's so densely nutritious. It's just amazing. It will reduce your hunger. It will balance your blood sugar, and it helps with your insulin. So the insulin resistance doesn't kick in. I even know people who've gotten off of diabetes medication with chocolate. Yeah, really.
That's astonishing,
on, Deb.
right?
Bring it on. Here, throw me some.
Well, and then also antioxidants. Let's talk about that, right? People always think, yeah, sure, we got the blueberries or certain things with antioxidants, but chocolate, again, is one of those incredible antioxidants. I mean, when we don't need to get into the whole phytochemical aspect of it, I think that's a lot for the listeners, but I do think it's worth noting how important it is to A, get the right chocolate, right amount, and B, treat it as this whole ensemble. We teach food as medicine, all of us, and we're a whole community of people who understand there's a lot going on, including the vibration, including when we talk about fair trade, including when we talk about the consciousness of the chocolatiers, the people who are making them. There's a vibration that's going into that food, and we're consuming that food. So if they were sort of that whole, remember I did that chocolate movie, when you're really looking at the whole line from when the chocolate beans are picked and processed all the way to the consciousness in being a chocolate bar, we're consuming that like everything else. And we have to look at those essences too when we're deciding on what we're putting in our body in terms of high vibrational chocolate.
I do
Absolutely.
have to mention last year, exactly a year ago, I was in Roatan, which is in the Honduras, famous for their cacao and chocolate. And so we went to a store that they grind the cacao. And I actually have a video on my phone of them taking the raw cacao pods, grinding it up, and making chocolate bars, and it was incredible. They have all the different flavors of cacao, all the different ways that they made the bars. But watching that, it was two women who were in this small wooden building, and the smells of cacao coming and watching them grind it and the process. It was amazing. They made chocolate bars right in front of our faces.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, good. What were you gonna say? Were you gonna say something before about what we were talking about?
Well, you were alluding to the antioxidants, and that does so many things inside our body. And I can tell if someone's eating raw cacao by looking oftentimes at their complexion. I'm serious. If you went to a meeting that the first company that I learned of that had the medicinal chocolate, I could tell if someone was just new and just considering it, or if they had been consuming the chocolate 2 or 3 times a day. I could tell because the chocolate glow is there. And
Wow.
Well, I eat a lot of chocolate. Can you tell, or is it Lucille? I know Lucille's probably looking at my skin right now, like analyzing.
I see the glow, lady. I see the glow. And
I do get my chocolate on. Maybe a little overindulgent, I must say. But
well, maybe Lucille can do a cacao mask for you.
A chocolate facial. Okay. Yeah. Lucille, are you watching this? A chocolate facial. That will be a hit.
Oh, yes. I mean, you could lick it off. Right?
I love that. I just realized as you were talking, we have all planned to go. It's a go. So just, we're going. But anyways, we're all planning to go for our first annual Food Healing Oracle Deck retreat, convention, gathering, cherry blossom bowl of yumminess. And that's going to be next June 2nd through 6th on the beautiful island of Isla Mujeres. And Deb Martin is one of our featured speakers, and her whole presentation is about chocolate. We're going to be eating some chocolate at that presentation. Yeah, we're in Mexico, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we can get some good local stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, Melissa just got my passport.
Melissa's
going. Yeah, I haven't talked about that as much because, right now people are like, staying in. But by June, we are going. And we've known people who've already gone to Mexico and back, and everything is great. But we're all going to be pretty much taking over one resort. It's just going to be our gathering, and it's going to be phenomenal. So we'll be talking more about that in the new year. But that is happening. And so that's very exciting. But looking at the time, I want to talk about a couple more things. Did anyone else before I move on? Deb or Joanna, did you want to add anything else about our trip to Las Mujeres?
Yeah, well, we might just have to have a chocolate or a cacao ceremony. We might have to have something like that because we're in a sacred place on an island that is they understand this. This is part of the culture. Yeah, and so I think that will be something fun to look forward to, exploring how do we do that and who's going to help us with that. That's all part of the journey.
It's all part of the journey. One of the days, we already have it booked. It's a walking tour, and so we will be walking to different like multi-generational families, people who've been cooking and preparing foods on the island. So it'll be a whole culture and tour, and they they know that we're conscious, organic, the deck's vegan. So they already kind of know what we're all about for the people coming. So that is one of the days, is this wonderful walking tour. We have a lot planned on that trip. So if you do want to know about that, I will put the link in later, but the Ultimate Food Healing Oracle Deck Retreat, it's on Facebook. There's an event page for it. So, all right. So looking at the time, anything else you wanted to add? I wanted to make mention of two things. One is, I know that we mentioned that Deb is from Lotus Blossom Clinic, but she also teaches food as medicine courses locally, right? Locally.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do them typically once a month. Of course, COVID messed with that a bit, but we have it in a large room. We're distanced, socially distanced. We have HEPA filters. People wear masks when they're not eating because, yes, we have nice samples, generous samples of some of the food that is healing stuff, reversing diseases. And this is Jeff Primack's work, the same fellow whose work is now in this book. With some of that amazing
Some of it is
coming through.
We have a whole gathering of gurus that helped us bring it in, especially the divine. But yeah, Jeff will definitely see a huge inspiration.
Yeah, so we do that once a month. You can look on our website and find out all about that. It's the Food is Medicine class.
Awesome. Well, I wanted to bring your attention before we get into some readings and healings, an amazing announcement regarding our certifications. Plus, Deb, by the way, at the end of this, you have to stick around for our announcement. Plus, Deb is giving away a chocolate consultation.
Woohoo!
Joanna's like, I want that.
I want that, but I can't play, so I'll have to just get with you, Deb.
So who wants a chocolate consultation with Deb?
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Well, what I also wanted to bring your attention to is that many of you have been so gracious to pre-order our smoothie book. We are in love with this book. And for those of you, and it's coming out mid-January, right? It's going to be here before we know it, a matter of weeks. And what we have decided to do, and we've done this to all of you who pre-orders, that we sent you 5 recipes from the deck. So from the book. So one of them is our spicy indulgence recipe, our smoothie, spicy indulgence smoothie. So I'm curious if anyone has tried that, but it's a little cheaper. So if you do pre-order the book, we will send you 5 recipes, a little sampling before as soon as we have the deck, that it's no longer pre-order. So you still have a little bit of time. But one of the recipes is spicy indulgence, which is all about what we're talking about tonight.
It's so delicious.
Oh, hot.
So delicious. You just can't beat that. Spicy indulgence. Hot smoothie. I guess you could have it cold too if you wanted to, but it's in our hot smoothies.
No, it's hot and delicious. It's
so
like,
good.
Yeah. So anyways, that's that. And going to try that one. Cool, Cheryl. Let us know what you think. And by the way, speaking of Cheryl sent us a video. Cheryl got one of our chakra boxes, our signature boxes, and she did an unboxing. That's a big thing, right? Decks get unboxed online, tarot decks, oracle decks. We've had people unbox ours. Like, it's weird. Not weird, but is it weird, Joanna? No, it's fun.
No. It's fun. It's fun. Yes.
It's interesting.
It's interesting to watch someone else's take on your work in real time. It's
yes, that's true.
Oh, because they're critiquing it at the same time, and it's like, yeah. So it's fun, and it's kind of like, oh my God, what am I going to say?
I know. So yeah, no, everyone's been pretty tame so far and like it. But anyways, we will be posting her. I haven't even watched it yet. So thank you. Oh my God, so beautiful. She got our chakra box. Yeah, I don't even think you've seen these, Deb. We have now signature boxes and a lot of and
gorgeous.
They're gorgeous, and they'll be coming out. We only did the kids and chakras now. And we still have those available. And then as we go in through the next year, we'll have different themes related to our cards. But we will be talking to you when we get to this box. You can be sure there'll be a chocolate indulgence box, right?
Oh,
here's Tony and Lucille, right? That's got to be one of our boxes coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a delicious one. All right. So we were talking offline, and we only have a little bit of time. And since there's a lot of people here, instead of doing individual readings, we're going to do a group reading, right? Because we want to have time to do our announcement and our giveaway for Deb's chocolate consultation. So, Joanna, do you want to explain what we're doing for our reading, or Deb, or whomever? Joanna, you go for it, and then we'll get into it.
So tonight we're going to pick 3 cards, one each, and we're going to guide you and see what Spirit has for you to be able to. What is your indulgence? What can you indulge in, or maybe opposite, not indulge in, for the new year? What can help you with that? And so Deb and Lainey and I will pull these and then explain to you as a group, as a collective, because we know that you can do a reading and it will be exactly what each one of you needs to hear, maybe in a different way, but it's going to be awesome. So what do you need to indulge in, or perhaps not indulge in?
Pull back on overindulging.
All the right for the new year. Thanks for those words.
All right. So are you ready, Deb?
I am. I drew expansion, the pineapple.
Wow.
Yeah. So, we've been stuck inside too much, really, this year. And to be able to expand into the outdoors, to expand beyond where we've been stuck, I think this year, however that looks. So indulge in some pineapples with the intention of how can I be more expansive and get out of any ruts that I might be in. That's my take on pineapples and expansion.
I think that's absolutely perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The only thing she needs
in this state of contraction, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, the only way to expand is to do some chocolate dipped pineapple, if you ask me.
Yes.
That would be great. That would expand my waistline even more, but still I do like the idea of indulging and expanding and putting them together.
I do like that too.
How about you, Joanna? What have you got?
So I pulled coffee for energy.
Ooh.
So indulging in your energy stores, like for some of us, and I can talk about for me as well, we have stored up a lot of energy, and maybe some of it is to our detriment instead of going out and allowing our energy to be expanded.
Joanna,
Right?
pull the card to the side a little. Oh, good. There we go. I couldn't see your face. Okay, go ahead.
You have to see my face. Okay.
Yeah.
So this coffee card comes in and says, indulge in feeling energetic again. Indulge in allowing that energy to move you forward. Indulge in the energy of, maybe not indulge in too much coffee, but certainly indulge in the energy of what your body is wanting to do. Sometimes we store up energy and then it kind of gets used in a way that's not for our benefit. We can't sleep, perhaps. We haven't given our energy its due. So, take a walk, right? Let that energy have an outlet for yourself, right? Take a walk, take a run, lift some weights, do some dancing, right? Dancing is one of my favorite things to do. And so allow yourself to, and Deb's a dancer. She does beautiful dances. So allow that energy to be utilized in a good way for your health.
I love that. And I love Denise Flood's chocolate covered espresso bean idea.
Oh, yes. I was going to say that. And they are delicious.
That'll get you dancing. Well, I will round out this wonderful group discussion about indulgence and talk about the fact that this year we may not have been able to indulge in everything that we wanted to do. And we've had the opportunity to indulge in what's most important to us. So my card is detoxification.
Oh, wow.
And it's probably right in line in order to expand and have the energy that we want going into 2021. I would really, I sensed and suggest over the next few days to really do some inner work and detox from the thoughts, the fears, the worries, the concerns, and do some letting go, and detox from what if, in the what ifs, in the fears, and predicting what's going to happen in the new year. But hold the intention of detoxing anything that doesn't serve you and give you expansion, give you energy, move you into an indulgent state of being. And so this detoxification is really to sit quietly inside and alkalize the truth of who you are, and going into 2021 with the intention of expansion and with the intention of grounded energy.
Mm.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Love that.
The magic of the cards.
The magic of the cards.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, so Tony did that meditation. Oh, it was so good, walking through fairylands. Oh my God, I can't wait for that one to come out. So we're waiting to see what Merlin does with that, and with yours, and with everybody's. So we're excited. So speaking of excitement, let's talk about some of the new things happening. Talking about these last minute interesting unfoldments. Are we ready to do that, Joanna?
Oh, yeah. Let's go for it.
Okay, great. I hope everyone enjoyed that reading. And you still can get some New Year readings. Are you offering readings, Deb? Are you doing readings for people?
Yes. I've got one Wednesday with one of our vendors from Lotus Blossom Clinic. And then I've got another possibility the next Wednesday. I'm kind of setting some time aside on Wednesdays to do them. And I think there's a couple of gifts that I have outstanding that people need to just get scheduled with me. So yeah, I am doing them. And of course I do them for myself. And the daily card, the daily message is always a wonderful thing.
The daily special?
The daily special. And I seem to use the baked and steamed quite a bit too.
Yeah.
They're fairly quick hits on things. And I love doing that. So it's always an opportunity to expand whatever my options are and to help direct my thoughts and energies. So thank you guys. You did such an awesome job putting these together.
Thank you. Well, we loved certifying you. We loved your reading for us. And we just love this journey together because we're all wanting the same things. And speaking of same things, we want to see people thrive. So first off, Laura Yard, she's not on here today, but Laura, Joanna, you spoke more to Laura. Did you want to just kind of mention what you wanted to mention, or do you want me to just keep blabbing?
Keep going. Not
keep going. Okay. So one person is going to be very blessed. Laura Yard has generously donated a complete certification scholarship that we are now going to extend to one person for our January event, our 2-day food healing oracle deck certification. So first off, thank you, Laura Yard. That's amazing. She bought this way back when, and just her schedule and COVID and life and, things how go. And she wants somebody who's supposed to have it. Spirit will know who that person is. It could be you, it could be somebody you know. So what's happening is this. January 15th and 16th is our certification. I know some of you have taken it. You know how special it is. It's incredible. I feel it's life-changing. I don't know about you, but I know it's going to make a difference in what you eat and how you look at food. There's no question.
Absolutely.
Right? There is a jot form, a link. It's one of the first things on this comment section. And there's an application. And what we'd like you to do is to fill out that application and let us know why you think you should have it, why it should be your spot, what is going on in your life, what would this mean to you. We really want to get to know the right person so Joanna and I can go into prayer, do our meditation, and select the right person who will have that spot, right? So truthfully, the whole thing is going to cost you $50. It's just covering the book and shipping and the journal. You get a deck, a journal, and to ship it, or if you're local, pick up. But essentially, it's $50. But this is a $600 registration, and you get it for $50. So it's amazing, right? This is
What a
talking
gift.
about
What a beautiful, beautiful gift for someone, because I know that there are people out there, especially right now, that maybe have lost their jobs or whatever, and money isn't so, they don't have that disposable income, but want to do it so badly. Because let's face it, this could be another business opportunity
new
for
career.
them to earn some money. And so, but sometimes it takes money to earn money. So this would be an opportunity for someone to have a brand new career, or to utilize this in their existing practice to get more clients. I mean,
Their own health and wellness for them.
So we're really looking forward to getting these submissions in so that we can look at them. And next week on our show, we are going to it's because the class is coming up and this just happened, time is of the essence. So we're hoping to get a few submissions in that Lainey and I, and prayerfully, can look over and have Spirit help us decide who gets selected to take this class with us.
So the deadline for submission, our show is next week on the 4th. It is Saturday the 2nd. Okay, we want to have the day of Sunday to really tune into the right person. So Saturday the 2nd, your application or whoever you're going to tell to do this needs to be in. And the link is there. We will also be posting it. It's going to go out in our newsletter. It's going to be everywhere. There will probably be many people applying for it. So that which is for you won't pass you. It's an old adage, from someone who I knew in Dublin. Actually, it was a little peninsula north of Ireland. And he told me that, and I never forgot it. And I use it all the time. It's probably in the book somewhere. But if this is for you, Spirit knows who's supposed to have that spot. And we hope, I hope it's you, whoever it is. We know it's the right person, and we wish you all the best. Aside from that, we do have a couple paying spots as well, open. So, and we're doing a payment plan. We said we'd help people out with a payment plan.
If they need a payment plan, just come and talk to Lainey or I.
Yeah. All right. We'll figure that out. All right. Good luck. I hope somebody wins it. We'll see you. We have a great gathering of people January 15th and 16th. We're going to have a blast. You're going to learn a lot. Okay. Back to Deb. All right. Who wants to win a chocolate consult on how you can lower blood pressure, diabetes, help your heart? Oh my God, it was so many things, but let her give her gift of wisdom to you all. She's a phenomenal human being. You'll have a great time just talking to her, but mostly also to learn her expertise on chocolate and really get an understanding and take away this idea that it's just this taboo dessert that that you shouldn't have because you can't, and really let her bring you into a greater awareness and indulge in your health.
So
okay.
If you're still here, please raise your hand. Let us know that you want to be part of the drawing.
Yeah, and I can't see it, so just give me the names and I'll get the wheel going.
Yes, get the wheel going. Hopefully they're all still here. So we have, I'm just going to read them, and
Denise Flood,
Cheryl Friedman, Linda.
Well, actually, why don't you have them put their names so we know they're here? I really would like to give it to someone who's stayed all the way through.
Okay, so you heard her. So Denise Flood is definitely here and interested. Who else? Sandy Galuska. I hope I didn't slaughter your name, Sandy. SAND.
Sandy Galushka. Okay, great. Thanks, Sandy. Got you. Anybody else? Galushka.
Cheryl Friedman.
Cheryl Friedman. Okay, who else?
Melissa
Peshka.
Linda Baltus.
Galushka Peshka. What was the next one?
Linda Baltus.
Linda Baltus wants a
Taylor Love.
Oh, Candy's here. Cool. Thanks, Candy, for pre-ordering twice. We got you covered.
I know.
Anybody else?
No, you got Linda. Oh, Terry Reeve.
Reeve.
All right, Terry, you made it. All the way from Iowa.
Denise. I got Denise, Sandy, Cheryl, Melissa, Linda, Candy, Terry.
Yes, Denise, Sandy, Tamara, Cheryl.
Oh, Tamara.
Tamara, Melissa, Linda, Candy, Terry.
Okay. Going once, going twice. Chocolate consult. Hold
Oh, you
on.
got Cheryl Friedman?
I have Cheryl.
Okay. And
I got
Tamara.
Tamara. I got Tamara
okay.
down.
Yep.
I got Candy.
Uh-huh.
All right. I think we got everybody.
The wheel? We can't see the wheel yet.
Yeah. No, I got it.
Okay.
Do I have it?
Go.
So before we spin the wheel, it's a 45 minutes to 1 hour. And it'll just be by Zoom. Deb?
Yeah, it'll be by Zoom unless somebody wants to get together with me and actually sample some chocolate.
Ooh, all right. If you're in the Southwest Florida area, you get to do it live, otherwise in person. All right, here we go. Last wheel of the year. Oh, would you believe this?
Candy!
Hey, Candy. How appropriate. Her name is Candy, and you're going to talk to her, even though it's not Candy, but you know what I mean.
Well, not that you don't know Candy very well, but it looks like Candy wants a chocolate consult.
Okay, cool. And if anyone else wants to do a consult with me, just Deb at Lotus Blossom Clinic.com or Deb at Lotus Blossom Clinic will find me, and then we can set something up. So happy to do that.
Love that.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome, Deb. We are so happy that you came on our show. You really made us feel very indulgent by having you.
Good. In a healthy way.
In a healthy way, absolutely.
I have two more things to mention, and we'll be ending right on time. Speaking of indulgence, we have the honor of having our certified food healing oracle decorator, Shelly Sagar, make a smoothie class for the Girl Scouts, and we're waiting on pictures. But apparently, it was a huge hit. They loved the cards, they loved the smoothies, they loved everything, and they got to indulge in what foods were all about, fruits and vegetables, and they made some healthy smoothies. Shelly's teaching our kids program for all kids. We have 3 different levels. They're starting back up the week of January 18th. It's online, and it's a 6-week program. So you meet once a week, and it's a whole buildup of learning about foods, geography, foods for your mood, depending on your age. But she has ones for toddlers, she has ones for middle schoolers, and she has ones for teenagers. And her wealth of knowledge is amazing. And the Girl Scouts are blown away. We know you will too. So January 18th, look on our website, foodhealingdeck.com. The classes are starting up. If you know anyone, grandkids, I know Linda's grandkids are coming. We're going to have a great time. So we're excited to get that off and rolling, and you're going to learn a lot about food, and great way to teach kids about, instead of sugary desserts and rewards, let them learn about chocolate in a good way, right? So that's happening the week of the 18th. And then what's happening on the 30th, Joanna?
Oh, we have our very special Archangels and Ascended Masters class, Ascended Masters and Archangels, whatever way
back.
But they're all going to be there on January 30th. It's 11 to 1. And again, you can go to our website to reserve your spot for that.
11 to 1:30.
To 1:30. Did this. Thank you. We did this class a few months ago, and people were blown away by it. We were blown away by the angels and archangels that came in to tell us more wisdom about the Food Healing Oracle deck. And just, it is a very 2.5 hours packed, and you will get chilly bumps on you, because I really feel that their presence comes in for each and every one of us. It's a beautiful, I feel so honored with that class because I know without a doubt that it was directed by them. You know, this whole deck, this whole, you know, movement that we have with the Food Healing Oracle deck has been directed by them. And so it's wonderful to have that class. So join us for that.
It's
And
only $44. Very reasonable.
yes, very reasonable. Denise
Thank-
Flood, it was a powerful class. It was.
Wow, it was. I
Good.
still utilize, you know, the knowledge came in just as we were preparing that class. I still utilize that. Oh my God, so many facets to it. The colors, the days, everything. All right, so any last thoughts? Do you want to all like pull a card, a word, like this is it, 2020, 2020. Yeah, that's right. 2020. I somehow that seemed weird. 2020, bye-bye. 2021. This is it. Last show. We all start anew and we indulge in what we truly want and who we want to be.
It's so funny because I posted a ginger carrot soup and this is
Yeah.
what I got. I got feelings. So indulge in your feelings. Don't hide from your feelings.
What'd you
And-
get, Deb? Did you pull that or
I really did pull this. I really did just pull this. So indulge in some chocolate, medicinal grade chocolate.
Oh
It's
my
good
God.
for you.
Oh my God. And I got healing, everyone.
Oh,
Avocados. Let's
awesome.
heal together from the inside out. Thank you for being part of our world. We wish you tons and tons of apples and avocados and chocolate and butternut squash and everything else. Good luck. You have until Saturday. We'd love to give that spot away to someone and the application's there. And bless you all for being part of this and sharing our world with others.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Take care.
See you next year.
Bye.
Bye.